based on Deuteronomy 14:1-29. After warning against false prophets and idolatry, Moses turns from spiritual danger to daily faithfulness. Religion, he teaches, is not only a matter of belief but of habit, of how one eats, mourns, gives, and remembers. You are the children of the Lord your God, he begins. Deuteronomy 14:1. These words redefine identity, not as subjects fearing a distant deity, but as sons and daughters belonging to a living Father. The law is therefore not a burden of servitude, but the discipline of belonging. You shall not cut yourselves or shave the front of your head for the dead. He continues, for you are a holy people to the Lord your God. 14:1-2. Unlike surrounding nations that carved grief into their flesh, Israel must grieve with hope. Even sorrow is sanctified. Mourning must never deny the promise of life. Holiness begins when despair is refused. Moses then recites the laws of clean and unclean animals. Modern ears may hear mere dietary restriction, but ancient Israel heard covenant instruction. Every meal became a liturgy, reminding them that sustenance itself is sacred. To eat with discernment was to live with awareness, that every creature, every harvest, every bite came from a source beyond human command. The distinction between pure and impure was less about biology than about memory, an act of daily mindfulness that declared, we are not our own. He moves next to tithes, the sacred tenth. You shall truly tithe all the increase of your seed, that the field produces year by year. 14:22. To give is not loss but liberation. The tithe returned a portion of abundance to its giver, transforming gratitude into rhythm. Once a year, the people were to eat part of their tithe in God's presence, a meal of joy that turned religion into fellowship. Every third year, however, the tithe was to be shared with the Levite, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. This command wove justice into worship. Mercy became an act of remembrance. Food and faith were inseparable. God was honored most where generosity overflowed. This chapter, so practical in tone, reveals a profound vision. Holiness is not confined to temples or sacrifices. It breathes through work, table, and field. To be God's people means to make every common act a confession of sacred dependence. Thus, Moses teaches that purity is gratitude made visible. When people eat mindfully, give freely, and live justly, they transform the ordinary into worship. The presence of God dwells not only in sacred space but in faithful practice, where daily life itself becomes holy ground.